Just going to put that there. I've got good lighting this week. Right. Oh boy. Kia ora team, I'm Benny. Welcome to the People's Garden and welcome to Monday Morning Live, where as always I'll be spreading love and giving flowers with Monday morning shout outs. I'll be doing them a little bit more randomly than normal. As with most parts of the show, it's sort of evolving as we go. So Monday morning shout outs. I've already done live gardening. We'll take a look back at the week that was and a look at the week ahead. I'll share a final thought. Along the way, I will give you updates on what's been happening on the farm, in the garden, at the Marlborough Farmers Market, and on my YouTube channel, which is Grow with Bennies. All the while, spreading peace, love, and rock and roll. All those things and many more coming up right here, right now, on Monday Morning Live. Where I want to start off by giving a shout out to everyone who's been onto my YouTube channel, Grow with Bennies, in the past week. You see, I've seen a spike in views and a spike in activity, which is fantastic. And it's all to do with a series that I did called Benny at the Races. Now this was my 22nd original show that I've done on Facebook and YouTube. I've done Benny at the Park, Benny at the Market, I've done the Grow Off, I've done the Moon Man, I've done the Wolf, I've done Regrowth with Adam Mensch, I've done 23 different shows now, original shows. Shout out to you, Cashel. Now, I'll tell you what the 23rd original show is in a moment, but just a really big thank you to everyone that supported my YouTube channel in the last week. That gives me a good opportunity to look at the week that was. And it was a pretty good week. Another week of school holidays. We made last week Sports Week. So every day we had different sporting activities. We had throwing tennis balls at the pool and splashing Dad. We had rugby training drills. Eliza really dug it. Corbin took a little while to warm up to it, but with some coaxing he got into it. So a great week with the family. Great week at the farm. A lot of things. This year we grew a lot more things from seed, and it's really satisfying. Shout out to Renee. Really satisfying to walk through the fields and look at just hundreds of plants, row after row of plants that you grew from seeds. And when we go to the market, the Marlborough Farmers Market, every Sunday morning from 9 to 12, it's really satisfying to be able to provide locals and visitors with fresh, local, seasonal produce grown just up the road from seeds. Just checking, guys, do we have sound? If we don't have sound, please tell me, because we don't want to repeat it yesterday. But a wise man said, don't look back in anger, so let's not. So a great week at the farm, great week with the family, a great week at the Marlborough Farmers Market. Now just a quick thing about last week. Last week was a full moon. And it wasn't just any full moon, it was the wolf moon. So it gave me an opportunity to do something special. And that was to film Seth Mensch returning to Benny's from his epic quest to effectively save the world. Now Seth Mensch is a guy, just like his father Adam Mensch, just like Reg McGundry, just like the World Gardening Federation Commissioner, whose name is Algorithm. Copyright that one. All of those guys give me an opportunity to be creative in a really free and imaginative way. Remember that word, creative. Because this week, we're going to get creative with the kids, because it's going to be kids' choice. Each day we'll do a different activity, but it'll be their choice, so it's their chance to get creative. Now also last week, I just want to do a quick little correction. I just popped Bray over here. Good to have you with us, Bray. Last week, right here, on Monday Morning Live, we planted cilantro. Cilantro is often known as the spice of love. Cilantro is Mexican coriander. It's also commonly known as Shadow Benny. Remember that one for later. Now I just want to correct something, and this just proves that you learn as you go. I thought cilantro was going to propagate itself like mint, where it would put a runner out and then new growth would come up. Because when I looked at it in the planter bag when I purchased it, it had 3 separate little bits of growth. And I thought they'd come from under the surface, but when I actually had a good look at it, there were 3 separate plants. So I planted them a little bit differently to how we did it live. I just separated these out. Oh jeez. That'll make for good footage. A bird just scared something out of me. On the roof, it makes quite a loud noise when a bird scurries across. I thought the world was coming to an end for some reason. So this is cilantro, and this it's not going to propagate like I thought, but that just shows we're always learning. That was last week's live gardening plant of the week. The plant that I got from the Marlborough Farmers Market yesterday is this. It's horseradish. Horseradish. It's difficult to say. Horseradish. Now, horseradish is lauded for its medicinal properties. It's said to ward off colds and flu. I'm not going to plant this today, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to plant this coming up. This gives us a good chance to go into the week ahead. Part of the week ahead, as we said, is going to be Kids' Choice Day, each day, for the kids to choose their own activities. I'm going to plant this. Now, this needs to go in the ground. You use the roots of it, so the more area for roots, the better. I don't think I'm going to have a big enough pot and be able to keep it wet enough, because we all know you should never underestimate the value of water. So I'm going to plant this in the ground, but more accurately, I'm going to plant it into a planter box that I create. You may have noticed in the cold open, behind me is a pallet. I'm going to make a little video for YouTube. I'm going to break that pallet up, I'm going to cut it up, I'm going to sand it down, and I'm going to build a raised bed for my horseradish. Around the corner is my compost heap. Well, I've got two. What I do is I've got those big compost plastic bins. I will take you around and show you, but I'm filming this on my camera as well for other purposes. So what I do is I pile the compost into the two bins. One of them I do is just paper and cardboard and lawnmower clippings. So it's just green material from lawn mowing and brown material from paper and cardboard. Green and brown is the perfect combination for compost. The other one, we throw all our food scraps in, and we put, leaves from the garden and other scrappy things. Remember, we don't put onion, we don't put citrus, because the worms don't like those. So I've got the compost. What I want to do is build myself a planter, plant my horseradish in my own compost that we've been creating since we moved into this new house. So that's a really exciting thing for next week. It's Corbyn's trying to distract me in the background. So we've had a look at the week that was, we've had a look at the week ahead. Now the week ahead is also going to bring us an exciting opportunity tomorrow. I'm going to the farm that I work at out at Golden Mile Produce. Shout out to Stephen and Sally. I'm going to do a little guided tour around the farm with a family that all of the children are homeschooled. So it's really special to me to be able to show these guys, this is how we grow our food, and this is how we essentially help the community by growing our food and selling it at the farmers market. So it's quite a significant thing. Also looking forward to the week ahead. We're probably going to have another couple of days with the kids, and the kids are back at school on Thursday, so that's another little slight change. Now, as we move into our final thought, there's a reason why I love to do my videos on YouTube with Adam Mensch, Seth Mensch, Reg, and Algorithm. Copyright. And that's because it gives me a chance to, how do I put it? You talk about getting creative juices flowing. Well, that's a real thing. You see, on my YouTube show, Grow with Benny's, I did a series a while back, there's a couple of episodes about creativity and how you can make yourself more creative. I won't go into detail here, but it's all there on YouTube. Basically, there's two types of creative thinking. And there's two neuro pathways in your brain that control creative thinking. One pathway creates one type of creative thinking, another pathway is responsible for the other. The key to growing your creativity is to continue to grow these parts of your brain, these neuro pathways. Because the neuro pathways in your brain are just like any other, muscle in your body, any other part of your brain, any other organ in your body. The more you use it, the better it gets at performing its function, and the more it wants to do its function. Look at if you're doing bicep curls when you're lifting weights. The more of them you do, the stronger your biceps get. But your biceps, they kind of then crave that feeling, they crave that motion. It's the same with the creative areas of your brain. So the final thought for this week is to get out there and do things that are creative. Now, we talk about creative. I won't say who it is, but I know a couple of people who are creators, or content creators for YouTube and for Facebook. I don't call myself a creator anymore. Very egotistically, very pompously, very arrogantly, I now call myself an artist. I create art, mainly for YouTube, but also for Facebook. when you create art, you don't create it for other people. You don't create the sort of art you think other people will like. Paul McCartney never sat down at his piano and thought, I wonder what song everyone's going to like for the next, 50 years and running. He didn't do that. He just sat down and wrote the songs that he wanted to have exist. It's part of the problem with modern music today. Modern musicians are not artists. They're just creating music. They're not making art. So the final thought for this week is to get out there this week and be creative. Make some art. Whatever it is. If it's important to you, it's important for the universe. And it's important that you bring it into existence. Because without you, it won't exist. So get out there this week and create. I'm going to create a planter, a raised bed using my own compost and this horseradish plant that I got from my good friend Lee at Mississippi Herbs. She's at the market every Sunday morning from 9 until 12 here in Waiharakiki Blenheim, the Marlborough Farmers Market. I love it. Thank you for joining me, folks. We'll be back again next week. You can see me anytime you want on Grow with Bennies. Jump on there because your support means the world to me. You can see me live and in living colour every Sunday morning at the Marlborough Farmers Market. Barring any technical difficulties, you can see me live via Facebook on the Marlborough Farmers Market Facebook page every Sunday morning. And of course, you can see me here every Monday morning, right here on Monday Morning Live. And I'll see you next time in the garden.